All right, so today I'm ranting about privacy and trust in the age of AI. And I think this will be a short video, but I think it's an important one for me to make because the things that I'm seeing are just, they're not very good, right? So we've sold our privacy to social media companies many years ago. We've made social media companies billionaires. We have devices like these phones that spy on us. If you talk about gold, an hour later, you're going to get ads for gold on your phone, on your web, wherever it is that you are surfing the web. If you talk about summer houses with your wife and your phone is in the room, you're going to get ads from Zillow. That's just a fact. So the data that social media companies collect, they sell to various trolls that robocall us on a daily basis, that advertise to us, that try very, very hard to convince us that the products that they sell are the things that we need. Those are targeted ads because they not only understand what we're looking for, but they understand how we feel, our heart rates when certain videos excite us or frustrate us, whatever it is. This data is tremendous and huge and is available for sale. Now, we sold it because the convenience of having the phone trumps some of that privacy for us. And here we are, right? We've created these mega corporations that have billions and billions of dollars, and they're very difficult to stop or reduce at this point. And that's because they can buy their way out of any situation that comes up. For them, paying fines are not a big deal when they're raking in millions, if not billions, on a daily basis. So now, of course, we're doing exactly the same thing with artificial intelligence. We have chatbots from OpenAI, from Anthropic, and they all have like these friendly names. You got like ChatGPT, you got Claude, you've got all of these different agents that we practically treat like friends, like family. Now, I don't know how many people do this, but I'm sure people do this. Your private thoughts, your feelings, your business ideas, obviously our code, a lot of that lives with that chat agent. And these AI companies have no regulation here in the United States today. There are no regulations that say that the information they collect cannot be sold to somebody else. And so what's going to happen? Like at this point, Anthropic and OpenAI are collecting medical data from people. I've seen posts, I think it was in Cowork as well as in ChatGPT, to connect my medical records to these systems. So great. Now I'll connect my medical records to ChatGPT, and a predictive engine is going to tell me what's wrong with me and what I should do. Remember, it's a predictive engine. It's not necessarily what's wrong with me. It's the output of what was wrong with majority of people based on the specific things that I don't know that are wrong with me. Right? This is autocomplete on crack. It isn't a real doctor. But the data that it picks up here is gold. And at some point, I think OpenAI and Anthropic will realize that. And it isn't going to be a public deal. It isn't going to be a thing where they announce, oh, we made a partnership with Troll Number Three that's going to collect all of this data from the entire population of who uses our systems and then, call you with all of this great advice and targeted ads and things like that. This will be some backroom deal where the chats that are collected are going to be basically sold off as structured data to various companies, including insurance companies, who will find ways to fuck us in the end. Like somebody will say, hey, this is a pre-existing condition because you talked about this thing, 6 months ago. And so now you're coming here with this bill. We're not going to cover it. So it's coming. Like, I don't know when, but I feel like it's coming. And all of this is, of course, making these companies more and more richer as they go on. And the richer they become, the harder it is to put any kind of guardrails or controls around them. So I do think that we need to use AI responsibly. And that means going in, doing some specific tasks with AI that we know that it can handle, things like writing code, and getting out. Like if we needed to summarize a publicly available report or to read our email, sure, like no big deal. But if you're feeding it legal documents, if you're feeding it all of this stuff about your personal life, if you're feeding it information that you don't want exposed in the real world, I would not give that to the AI agent today. There are plenty of cases where your chat history could be exposed in a court of law. There's absolutely no privacy when it comes to your chat history. So if somebody wants to subpoena your chat history from OpenAI, OpenAI will comply and they'll give them your entire chat history. And as such, that becomes something that could, indict you or get you into trouble because who knows what you talk to AI about. So my point here, and it's perfect that I didn't make this video too long, is that we really, like I said, need to be more responsible around the way we use artificial intelligence, or what we call artificial intelligence today, because in my book, technically, it's not artificial intelligence. But we need to be careful with it, and we need to be careful with these companies. We need to put them on a shorter leash and control them a little bit better. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen over the next 2 years, 4 years, whatever it is. But the more information they have about us today, I think puts us in a worse position as people than if they didn't have this information. So what do you think about all this? Am I crazy? Is my cybersecurity background just like firing on all cylinders and I'm not making any sense? Or do you feel the same way? So comment below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.